So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the Irish sea border checks not fit for purpose, according to a European Commission audit. So the system for checks on agri-foods at Northern Ireland seaports are not fit for purpose, according to the audit carried out by the European Commission. The draft report, based on examinations in June last year, said the process did not comply with EU rules. It said the root of the problem was inadequate resources. So let's not forget that Edwin Poots is blocking or trying to block more border facilities being put up in Northern Ireland, which is further going to make this situation worse. But of course, understaffed. Some of it is down to security, genuinely, when there were threats to staff. But I think broadly, for the most part, it's down to the fact that the UK really don't want the Northern Ireland Protocol to work and will continue to use it to sabre rattle. But this is an internal audit. They do give some recommendations further down. But checks on goods take place on Northern Ireland ports to make sure they comply with EU rules, so that they can flow. If they're going to go towards Ireland, they can. I don't think typically they're meant to really, but just to make sure the single market is protected against lower standard goods. So the Commission's audit said the checks could not provide sufficient assurances that only compliant animal goods are permitted to enter the European Union sanitary and phytosanitary area through the designated border control post in Ireland. Its main issue was a lack of resources. So for now, this won't be a mega concern for the Commission, I think, because the UK still has very high standards when it comes to agri-foods. The issue will become when the Australia deal kicks in, so I think the EU kind of want to get this issue sorted before the UK can start deregulating, when increased checks are going to have to happen on in the Irish Sea, because the UK will have lower standards and the EU don't want that lower standards products getting into the single market. So the Commission's audit said the checks could not provide, I mentioned that, the report said the UK government had failed to ensure that sufficient resources, human and structural, had been made available to the responsible competent authorities in Northern Ireland. So essentially it's down to a lack of facilities and a lack of staff. The recommendations included introduction of proper facilities, so actual space and other things to do the checks, parking, ensuring the authorities have access, that's a bit of a weird one, to a sufficient number of suitably qualified staff, so essentially train enough people to deal with the checks properly. Better information sharing, so the EU have asked the UK consistently to share data on the products going from GB to NI, and the UK government have typically refused to do so. Hear the washing machine go off there, sorry about that. Better systems for checking pets and personal agri-food products. So that's just, on personal items, like if you're taking your dog or whatever from GB to Ireland, or, other kind of foods. So some good recommendations. I think these three are the most important ones, the top three really. Go on. The government has been attempting to renegotiate the agreement which it made with the EU in 2019, which has failed to do so. And to be fair, the EU don't owe us anything in this regard. We agreed to it absolutely, and we had no issues with it at the time. Truss said her aim was to find a deal that works for everyone, which simply is impossible because you have, desperate unionists essentially, and they're in their own party, the Desperate Unionist Party. She had previously said she would like to see significant progress in talks with the EU by February, which we're in February now. It's not going to happen, especially because the EU have paused talks because of the uncertainty around Johnson, something we've covered previously. Irish Foreign Minister Simon Coveney spoke with Truss and said there were landing zones for a deal, essentially saying that it's possible that we can get to some sort of agreement, but this was kind of before the more explosive stuff around Partygate, I believe. Unionists are strongly opposed to the Irish sea checks because they do not want Northern Ireland to be treated differently to the rest of the UK. Well, the problem with that is the rest of the UK decided, at least England decided, Northern Ireland should be treated differently. That's the problem the Unionists haven't acknowledged yet. Earlier this week, Stormont's Agricultural Minister Poots took the first step in a bid to halt checks. He has threatened to halt the checks if the paper is blocked from the next meeting of ministers, something which Sinn Féin vowed to do, and Sinn Féin actually did do that, which is leading to more kind of issues with the DUP. So I'll try and cover that at some point if it pops back up. But overall, you can see an EU Commission audit saying that the Northern Ireland Protocol is not fit for purpose, and it's suffering from a massive lack of underfunding from the central government, from the UK government. But does that surprise anyone? Not really. So yeah, what are the UK going to do about this? Probably nothing. Probably going to ignore this and talk about some sort of random issue they have with the Northern Ireland Protocol, pettifogging or something like that. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.